Today we're going to talk about time. Time is an important thing to consider when you're getting into investments, and also it's just important to note that time is in your favor earlier rather than later. And this is kind of obvious, but the sooner you start investing, the sooner you start getting in the habit of just saving money, of just not spending as much as you bring in, the more that this compounds upon itself. And you'll hear me use that word a lot, compounding. I mean, we've all heard, Warren Buffett talk about compound interest. All the big money moguls and investment minds are going to talk about the importance of compounding. But it's just really something I can't ignore and not talk about. So I'll just kind of give my 2 cents on it. Basically, when I started investing a while ago, I couldn't wait to start investing. Basically, I couldn't wait in order to. I was thinking about investing before I even had the money to invest, I guess is the best way to put it. I wanted to be saving money and making intelligent decisions with my money, and then being able to potentially reap the financial rewards from it. So I'll first of all, so just throw in there, it's a perfect time to throw the disclaimer in there. It's not financial advice. Please do your own research. Only invest money that you can afford to lose. All this is for entertainment and educational purposes, just my 2 cents. But basically, when I was younger, I wanted to get into investing, and I wanted to start putting funds away. So the first thing I did was I just literally started small. I started by contributing, $100 a month, and I went over that in previous videos. Started employing the dollar cost average strategy. I have a whole video on that, the dollar cost average strategy. But I'll probably make an in-depth explainer about it soon, kind of a concept that people can wrap their heads around, the importance of it. But by getting in the habit, it not only does the surface level work of actually putting the money away, but this allows for you to not only just do it. Putting money away for a year is great, but if you've been putting away money for a year for 20 years, do you see the difference I'm making? It depends on where you start. So you got to start young. You got to start early, or the sooner you start. If you are in midlife, if you are in later life, just starting as soon as possible is the thing I'm trying to stress here. So we're saving money. The second layer of this is basically the fact that now you're going to have all of these previous years, months of savings now to play with investment strategies. So, maybe in the first year of investing, you're playing with small numbers and you don't have many options for diversification, for opening multiple accounts, things like that. But as time goes on, and as you get into this habit of you're basically building a portfolio that then the second layer is that you get to kind of play with the money that's inside that portfolio, which in turn is going to be able to start contributing to this. And that's kind of the third layer, is that by playing with the second layer, the savings that you've built up, that in turn is going to start becoming its own stream of income and kind of be this kind of loop, this little feedback loop that's happening. So you'll see that as time goes on, what 1%, something that's just imagine that you're saving 10% of your income, but then that 10% over time is growing 1%, right? So eventually, this 10% contribution, it's going to be more than just it's going to be building upon itself with that extra 1%, that extra 5%, that extra 10. You can get that up to extra 10% when you put it in the market, when you put it into riskier investments, things like cryptocurrencies, things like tech stocks. Really getting into any straight up stock is going to be a riskier investment. I'll probably discuss that. I'll certainly discuss that in later videos, kind of my opinion on getting into ETFs versus getting into actual companies themselves. I'll kind of talk about, the Warren Buffett ideology of putting all your eggs into one basket versus diversification. So we'll get into that. But in today's lesson, I'll wrap it up here. I basically just wanted to stress the importance of time. The kind of bullet points here are you want to start as early as possible, because that's just kind of the first layer. There's 3 layers here. The first layer is just getting in the habit of saving money and saving as early as possible. The reason that you want to do this is because if you're saving money for a year, you're only going to be saving money for a year. If you're saving money for a year for 20 years, that is going to lead to what you're going to be able to do with layer 2. Layer 2 is being able to play with money that you've already saved. That is going to be we're talking about investment strategies, CDs, high interest savings accounts, things like that. That interest is then going to that interest or that return or those dividends are then going to become layer 3, which is an additional stream of income, which eventually in retirement could, the one strat is that you get a retirement account up to the point that it's so much that little tiny little stream of income is going to exceed your cost of living, your low cost of living. So now you're literally living off of no withdrawal. You're in a situation where you don't have to withdraw any funds or any principal, I should say, any of that big lump sum. You're literally just living off of the interest or the returns, that little tiny little stream of income, because you've accrued so much of layer 2. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are a new channel. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this content. Hit a like on the video. That helps us grow. And leave a comment letting me know your investment strategies, your methodology for going about saving money, your side hustles, your career options, things like that. I would love to hear them. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, bye.